Good afternoon from the Circus Sports of the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Ross Johnston. The NBA trade deadline ends later today as ESPN's Shams Charania reports that the Milwaukee Bucks have informed teams they will not be trading all-star forward Giannis Antetokounmpo. In a couple notable trades from today and yesterday, the Lakers traded Gabe Vincent and a future second-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks for Luke Kennard. Also, the Golden State Warriors traded Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to the Hawks as well for Kristaps Porzingis, who will team up with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. In NFL news, the first ever Australia matchup is set as the Rams will take on the 49ers next season in an NFC West clash in Melbourne. Lastly, in Super Bowl news, Seahawks rookie safety Nick Emanwari reportedly suffered a low ankle sprain during Wednesday's practice, according to head coach Mike Macdonald. However, Macdonald is confident that Emanwari will suit up on Sunday. For all your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans of Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. Broadcasting live from the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports at Kentucky Downs. And Blaine, the Pro Bowl, you may not have known this. Pro Bowl happened a couple of days ago. There was a game and everything.
Did you know?
I knew because the highlights on Twitter told me.
I had to be reminded, to be all honest, that it was on because I was watching, actually, the UT game was on at that time.
Yeah.
So I was watching UT game and I forgot all about it. I saw it on social media just like you did. And I kind of put the two split screen up there and just kind of watched. Then I got a little bored. I saw the offensive lineman with, I forgot who it was. He caught 2 touchdowns. I was like ready to go. I saw Chase he did an interception, actually, and did a flip once he scored. And he said he went sideways because he wanted to make sure he didn't injure his ankles and make sure he didn't put a lot of pressure. He landed. So, I think the Denver Broncos lineman, he's the one that caught 2 touchdowns.
Garrett Bowles, I think, right?
Bowles. It was Bowles. He caught 2 touchdowns, or one was an extra point. But, so that's about all I watched. I didn't see
You're a multi-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah. Four times.
Four
you
times.
Say multi's 2. It's 4. Don't take credit.
I do couple as a 2, so multi is multiple.
Multi could be like...
It could be many.
Multi covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, multiple covers a lot of ground.
Covers a lot, yeah.
4-time Pro Bowler. I mean, I know how different it... Well, I mean, I haven't experienced it.
I know a lot of people don't know that around here.
But I know how different it is compared to when you were doing the Pro Bowl, because I can remember watching the Pro Bowl and it felt like almost an actual game. I mean, is there any way that the NFL is going to be able to fix the Pro Bowl at this point, or has it gotten too off the rails, you think, and too away from what actually it used to be?
I don't know. I mean, the media always has the answer, so I have no idea. I really don't. I thought they should do more contests. I would pit the fans who would sign up to race them in a 40, do bench contests. I don't know how much I would be doing flag football because I look at it like if I'm an owner. And, the competitive nature of a pro athlete at any level, you could say, I'm going to chill out. And then you go out there and you start going hard because you start just competing.
Yeah.
It's just in you. There's just no way stopping it. I tried that, and that's what happened. And so you can get injured pretty easily. Luckily, nobody's gotten injured. I remember they were doing a sand thing, and Edwards, the running back from New England at the time, he tore his ACL. Just running on sand. You know, playing, some football on the beach. So and it was it was part of the festivities. So I don't know what they really can do. I really
because it feels like it's gotten so out of whack now. Because I mean, I don't want to,
I like some of the events that they have with the pull in and the big guys doing some.
Listen, the AFC just decimated the NFC in the tug of war.
I miss all the quarterback challenges, like
the quarterback challenges, the catching challenges.
I like those. They still do them?
No, I mean, not they tried to do them. What was it? 2 years ago, where Jalen Hurts was pretty bad at the passing one.
I was going to say, I think they only do like lineman challenges because they essentially don't do anything in the actual game.
Right. Well, then they were down to their 15th and 16th. I mean, like, apparently Justin Fields turned down his Pro Bowl invite.
If that ain't a sign to wrap things up.
I mean, I don't want to diminish the accomplishments of people who got voted into it by maybe fans or whatever, but when you get down to it and you're starting to get to, I mean, I'm kind of surprised Cam Ward, I guess, didn't get into the Pro Bowl at that point, because if Justin Fields is getting...
Well, he did, but he couldn't play.
Oh, did he get?
Okay. They skipped to him, and then that's how Shador got
Okay, well, I missed that, so I'm glad.
I know you were a Senior Bowl last year.
Yeah. Okay, well, at least that makes me feel better. I'm making an assumption
that's how it happened, because I said there's no way that could happen. He only started 7 games. So I
forgot that he got injured, so yeah.
Yeah, he his shoulder, and you kept him from, in there. So
it just seems like it's just so off the rails and away from what used to make the Pro Bowl must-watch TV heading into the offseason. Like, I always loved watching the Pro Bowl, and now I'm just like, it just seems so forgettable, and it doesn't really seem like, the conversation around being a Pro Bowler, it feels so messy now because, you could say that Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowler now. Now, you probably need to start doing caveats of like first team Pro Bowl, right? Like not 15th team Pro Bowl, but like it just seems like a mess.
I don't know the answers. And, it started where guys just weren't playing hard in the game. And I get it because it's hard to kind of fake football. When I say fake, I mean, go half-heartedly out there. And then some guys are going harder than others.
Right.
Then other guys start getting pissed. And then if the game is close, it's always been this way, they start playing hard at the end, like the fourth quarter, because now it determines how much money you're going to get per team, per player. So I don't know. The flag is probably a good way to do it, but I would try to get the fans more involved in competing against these elite level athletes. I think a lot of people,
like a pros versus Joes kind of deal.
Yeah, I would try to come up with unique ideas, and I would do it different. I do like how they kind of moving it to where the Super Bowl locations are. That kind of makes it a little bit easier. There's something special about going over Hawaii. I thought that was really unique, but I get sometimes you get detached, but from the fan base, but. I kind of like that. I really don't know what they should do, really. I would do 40-yard contests versus fans, because, there's always some people that sit at home and are track guys who, probably never even play football. They could beat some guys in the 40. Like that, and oh man, how much that would just kill someone's ego that's a pro player. Oh, I love it. And the fans, I beat him. Yeah, okay, how many guys gonna be? And then guess what? Somebody gonna pull a muscle.
I know I would pull a muscle if I was out there.
I mean, like the player too. Like he's like, oh, let's run again. So let's make it a little competitive that way, but yet in good spirit and good heart and life. So, flag is a little bit funner. But I need more than that. I really, after watching a little bit, I saw Burrow throw a couple passes. I saw Shedeur throw some passes, and after that,
Justin Jefferson intercepted a pass.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Or was that Jamar Chase? That was Jamar Chase.
It was Chase. I said he did the flip in the end zone. Yeah, he did the flip. And because they asked him afterwards, why did he do it sidebar? He said, well, I just wanted to make sure I landed correctly. Watch this. He said, I hadn't done it in years.
I mean, trying that. Could you imagine if you had fallen differently or fallen weird?
Oh, man.
Because you hadn't done it for years?
Oh, I wouldn't have attempted it.
I wouldn't have attempted it.
No way. I would have been thinking about it while I'm in the air. So, but those guys, Chase looked like he could be a DB on that break he did. Ooh, it was the end zone to end zone.
Yeah.
So, those guys. Yes, it's different. You got to continue to evolve. It's a new era, new time.
Yeah.
Just how we look and view, sports in general. I
guess it's just not, it doesn't feel like it's as good as the good old days, I guess, for me.
Well,
but it's just different.
Yeah, it's different. You got to adjust and figure out what really can set the people off. I mean, they still do better ratings than like NBA finals. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that sounds ridiculous. Like, wow.
And that's what we were kind of, I was kind of thinking about the all these games that are going abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Like today they announced that a divisional matchup is going to be in the Australian Outback. So the Sydney game or the Melbourne game is San Francisco 49ers and the LA Rams. And I'm thinking, well, first off, you're taking a divisional game away from somebody's home team. Someone's getting kind of screwed there a little bit. And I understand why it's the West Coast teams because it's a little bit closer to Australia. Travels a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm thinking, when does it stop? And it's never going to stop as long as the money keeps rolling in. Like, as long as these continue to be successful, continue to get ratings, it doesn't feel like it's ever going to stop. And I kind of wish they would, like, a 9 or 8 or 9, whatever it is, feels like way too many games to be played all over the world right now.
Well, I just saw something maybe it was a couple days ago where the NFLPA said we want nothing to do with 18 games.
I don't blame them.
Oh, no, it's going to get to 20. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen abroad.
But I don't blame them.
I know, right, I get it. But it's going to happen. They can't stop it.
Yeah.
There's going to be more games and more games overseas. I really believe they're going to develop a division over there. That's the goal. There's a lot of money over there, especially you think about the different soccer fans across the country and the world. Then you kind of convert them a little bit slowly, which is what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, they're adding Paris, and then they've added Germany.
So I've been saying this for the last 3 years, and now it's implemented. They're going to slow play it. No different than, remember, people must not forget. Remember when they used to say, oh, we're not going to add games because, remember, that was a big concussion. Everything was about concussion. We're not going to add any games. They just delayed it.
Yeah.
They just delayed it, and they added more games.
Well, and now everybody's been fighting between grass and artificial. And if you notice that what has been put out this year, a lot of the injury data is like CTE concussions are down, ACL tears are down, this is down. Whether that's true or not, I'm not going to say it's true.
I'm always a verify guy.
Right.
People like, oh man, such.
That's the NFL's data.
Yeah, that's their data. Like you can skew things the way you want it to be.
Yeah.
So I get it.
At what point do you think they'll stop adding games?
20.
20? You think 20 is the max?
I think they'll hold there for a little while, but I have no inkling of that.
Yeah.
They're going to try to go to 18 and probably 20. I think they should increase the roster. I know a lot of players don't want to do that because then, the salary cap will go up and then it has to be spread amongst more players. And that's part of the game of who can survive the injuries and who can't and all that.
Right.
But, I think they need to they're going to say that, oh, well, we expanded the practice squad. You can elevate those guys.
Maybe you could get more elevations or something.
And to be dressed. Now, they did make the third-string quarterback eligible. That was a good one. So we'll see where it goes. But, hey, man, when, you're making that kind of money, you're probably $50 billion now a year. That's you can't stop that train. I
mean, and the salary cap reflects it, right? They keep going and adding more and more. We're over, the highest it's ever been. A huge jump this year, roughly around $30 million in 1 year and jump for each team. I mean,
I'm trying to figure out which team I'm going to own and be an owner, so I can figure out where I want to move to. Yeah, overseas.
Oh, so you want to be an overseas owner?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't like London personally as a city. I've never been to Paris. If they put one in Ireland, I'll go in on it with you.
Yeah, I went to Dubai last year. I think Dubai's a great location.
Yeah.
It's really good. That way I wouldn't have to be flying like 15 hours back and forth. I'll take Dubai right there.
There you go. All right, coming up next, we'll talk about Cam Ward and his maybe similar path as a Super Bowl quarterback this weekend. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone. Hey, it's Zach Lyons. If you wear glasses, you already know the struggle. I'm constantly looking for them, waking up blind without them, knocking them off the nightstand, and don't even get me started on vacations. Swimming, forget it. Fogging up, smudges, scratches, my whole day revolves around these things so that I can see. And the truth is, I've been dealing with blurry vision for years. Glasses help, but they're also a hassle. And lately, I've been seriously thinking there has to be a better way. That's when I started to hear from colleagues here at Cumulus who had vision correction done by Dr. Horn at Vision for Light. And every single one of them said the same thing. They wish they'd done it sooner. So I did my homework I read the reviews and decided it was time. At the end of this month, I'm going to have my vision corrected by Dr. Horn, and I'll walk you guys through the experience step by step before, during, and after. If you're tired of dealing with glasses, contacts, or blurry vision, don't keep putting it off. Call Vision for Life at 615-436-2020 or visit visionforlife.com to schedule your consultation. I'll keep you posted, and trust me, I'm excited to finally see clearly.
New year, New Year's resolution, and it's always about trying to get those LBs off. And if you want to get the LBs off, you need to, talk to my guys over there at Edge Peptide Hormone Therapy. And their approach to weight loss at Edge Peptide Hormone Therapy is a little bit different. We make sure all the patients have extensive lab work and face-to-face conversations in office with our nurse practitioner, create a customized treatment plan tailored to your specific needs. They also use U.S.-based FDA-audited compounding pharmacies because knowing where your peptides come from always matters. As well as you can enjoy access to their in-body scanner to track weight loss and make sure you're maintaining muscle mass that you have put on. As well as you get to lower your A1C, keeping your cravings in check. And boy, mine are all out of whack. And get to prioritize protein and have someone guide you through your journey from start to finish. So call the team at Edge Peptide for all your wellness questions at 615-724-1878. That's 724-1878. Or you can go online and check them out at edgepeptide.com.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. And Blaine, Drake May, obviously in the Super Bowl. And listen, he didn't have the most spectacular year last year. He didn't get to start. I mean, Jacoby Brissett started. But this year, under Josh McDaniels, has been kind of like really crazy in terms of how much his production jumped on a per-game basis and everything.
Oh, did it? What is it?
Oh, well, I mean, like he was passing for 175 yards per game the year in 2024, jumped all the way up to 258.5 yards per game. A 3.0 interception rate dropped down to a 1.6 interception rate. A 4.4 touchdown rate went up to a 6.3 touchdown rate. I mean, he just had a super efficient, and really, the attempts per game didn't really change from 28.2 to 28.9 per attempts per game. So what happened was that he became more efficient. He switched schemes. And he was a guy that was in, and Alex Van Pelt was his offensive coordinator in 2024. And for those that may not know, Alex Van Pelt comes from the Kubiak, Stefanski, the McVay / Zach Taylor kind of scheme where, you know, Kubiak's from Shanahan, but it's a little bit different than Shanahan. And then he also worked with McVay and Zach Taylor, which are kind of a branch of the Shanahan, but a little bit different, you know, working with Brian Callahan at a couple of stops prior. So it's a system kind of similar to what Brian Callahan's
just get hired by somebody?
He did get hired, and I believe was he quarterback's coach of Atlanta? Is that where he went with Kevin Stefanski?
It was.
Because
I'm not sure.
Stefanski hired Tommy Rees as OC,
right.
And I believe Alex Van Pelt came back because Stefanski fired Alex Van Pelt.
Or was it the Jet?
No, I think he went to Stefanski as quarterback's coach.
Mm-hmm.
He is the currently quarterback's coach for the Atlanta Falcons. So there you go.
Good. I knew I saw it on social media somewhere, and I couldn't remember because, I know him. We talk probably occasionally a couple of times a year.
There you go.
Did you know he played quarterback?
I did know he played quarterback.
Where?
I don't know where, but I just know he played. Pitt. There you go.
Pittsburgh.
And now he did play for the Steelers, the Chiefs, and the Bills, but I did not know. He did get drafted 8th round in 1993 draft, 216th overall pick.
Oh,
that sounds a little familiar.
Yeah. Watch this. 2 picks after me. That's how I know. I know. We played together in an all-star game.
Oh, gotcha.
I forget which one, but he's a good, solid dude. But he's been in coaching because he knew he wasn't going to be a starter. Once that happened, he was, how it is. So he got into coaching pretty quick. So I want to say it was the Bills at first, but I could be wrong. It was.
Well, technically the Frankfurt Galaxy, but obviously the Bills in the NFL.
All right, well, I forget. I wasn't paying attention to the UFL, whatever it's called that time. What was it called then?
European Football League, right?
Yeah, the European Football League. Oh man, that was good. That was exciting. A lot of guys had a lot of hope. And then when they came up with the XFL, man, he hate me. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I love the XFL. That was fun.
Yeah, he hate me, but was on the Eagles when I was there. They had a lot of injuries. He came in there, man. He was hilarious. He was a funny guy.
So I lived in Alabama when the XFL first started. Yeah. Season ticket holders for Birmingham Bolts. We went and tailgated and everything.
Yeah, man, those was good times, man.
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. I like that. But I'm sorry.
No, good. Yeah, I mean, I love the XFL. But, I mean, he kind of grew up in that kind of a system, similar to Brian Callahan, right? A very similar path. I mean, pretty much worked with quarterbacks coach his whole way before becoming.
But he called plays, though, at some point.
He did call plays with the Patriots last year. Now, I don't know if he called plays technically for the Buffalo Bills under Dick. How do you pronounce his last name? Dick Geron.
That's who was the coach there when he was there? Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot he was ever the coach of the Bills until I was doing my research.
That's all I remember because he actually got in the game as a Bills quarterback at some point, and then that led him into coaching. I thought,
and he may have called plays for then too, but I know Dick, comes from the offense side of the ball, so I don't know if he was.
I just didn't know if he. So you compared him to Callahan. I thought he had called plays where Callahan never.
Well,
called plays.
I will say this: he may have at some point if Stefanski gave him play calling duty at the Browns.
Oh.
Now, gave up play calling duty, but I don't know if he technically ever did that with Stefanski. I know he's done it with Reese twice.
Oh, you want me to text him and ask him?
You can if you want.
I don't think he's going to tell me. Hey, man, did you call plays with Stefanski?
But he definitely would have with the Patriots under Gerard Mayo last year.
Oh.
So, and, the offense wasn't that good. And the reason I bring it up is because it was a shift for Drake May from schemes. Josh McDaniels, a little bit more Erhardt Perkins, and, obviously a little bit more Shanahan McVay. You pull from all kinds of different stuff, but, your philosophy or identity is a little bit from that Shanahan Kubiak tree for Alex Van Pelt. Similar to Brian Callahan. So I wonder... I feel like it would be reasonable to expect that Brian Daboll coming in with Erhardt Perkins, maybe there could be some similarities to draw from what we saw with Drake May. Now, obviously, Drake May is a different kind of athlete. Let's be honest here. I think Drake May is a better runner on the field in the NFL than Cam Ward, quicker decision maker and stuff like that. But the Erhardt Perkins system kind of simplifies a lot of the verbiage, a lot of the route concepts, not just for the quarterback, but for the wide receiver and everything. So I'm hoping that maybe, I don't think we'll be talking about MVP Cam Ward. I would really enjoy if we did, but I don't think we'll be talking about MVP Cam Ward. But I do think that we should be able to see a considerable jump in production and on-field performance from Cam Ward with this system switch, because I do feel like it kind of fits the mold of what Brian Daboll does best and what Cam Ward does best, and that's a little bit of flexibility and adaptability with the scheme.
Yeah, that's really hard to say. Like, I don't like comparing because it's not the same apple. Like, when you start comparing players, naturally, Drake May is a better athlete than Cam Ward. Different circumstances as far as, the offensive scheme and how quickly some guys going to pick it up, let alone the receivers. They had new receivers, too, so they're all kind of on the same page. So then you got a big-time weapon in Diggs as the leader of the group. So everybody has their own course. That's one thing that I really get disappointed is, especially from a media perspective, but national media guys, they act like everything is the same. So now you're going to do the same thing as Mike Vrabel's team did. Now everybody's going to expect, just like they've done with the quarterback, to win fast after 1 year. Oh, every quarterback should be thrown in there immediately. As you mentioned, Drake May was not. He was kind of forced in there because Brissett got injured. Mm-hmm. By the way, they wanted to go that route, and they couldn't.
Like the best route for Ty Simpson is probably to sit on the bench, not to start right away like Mitch Trubisky did.
So I just, I have to wait and see how everything comes together. I don't know how fast. One thing I can say is Cam Ward should be a better player, understanding what the NFL is, and he should be just taking it's like maturity. You're now understanding this is what's happening. I guarantee he's going to go back and review all the games and plays and things and how they attacked him and what he saw on film going into games, and did they actually do those things, and how consistent was he in countering those moves and checks? And then, is this system a little bit different? Does it give him a little more freedom, or does it, he has to stay within the scheme of the system of what they're running, or is it built in for hot routes and all those things? And as the center, how much is he involved in checking some of the, the line calls? So there's a whole bunch of maturations. Everybody's scheme is different. So you can't make one and one apple the same. It's not going to be to me. And he could be even better than May.
Oh, my God, I would love it.
Yeah, I would love it. But I can't say that. Or he could be worse. I don't know that until we, start seeing him in games and seeing how comfortable he is. So to me, pro athletes, everybody, we all can, sit there on the couch and say, hey, guys, got to do this or that. But you got to play with an air of freedom and confidence in what the coach is asking you, but then not afraid to make a mistake at the same time. And that can happen pretty quickly sometimes, and then sometimes not. And it could be a basic play like, okay, guy's supposed to run a slant on a hot route. Well, he didn't see the blitz. So he throws a slant up. It was just to the wrong guy.
Yeah,
right? You were supposed to run a slant. Well, okay, we would come back. Now, Cam Ward is jilted and jaded that, I'm not throwing that guy because he is not going to read the high route? Or does he come back to him and say, he's going to get it, he's going to figure it out?
Kind of felt like Marcus sometimes would get a little scared like that.
Like, yeah, it could, because it's the approach of the coaching staff.
Right.
How they go about it. Hey, man, first thing you should say, what did you see? Why did you check? Why did you throw? And then you talk to the receiver and say, why didn't you see what he saw? He was right or he was wrong. And so, and then some coaches are, they're going to come and just berate you, and they're wrong in itself. I did the right play. What are you talking about? Because you can't see, when you're a coach standing on the sideline, you can't see all the play. You can see half the field. So you can't see what's going on the other side.
Right.
So they have to go look at the computer screen too, the pad. So it's a lot that goes. It is not like we're playing flag football in little leagues, and it's just like that. So hopefully they pick it up. I'm assuming they will, because I think this coaching staff will be better than the previous coaching staff. So, but that doesn't mean you're always going to get the results. That doesn't mean you're always going to get the results as fast as you want them.
Right. They could come. I mean, Cam Ward got better as the season progressed. The offensive line got better as the season progressed.
Yeah.
I mean, it may be the same situation here.
I hope not.
It shouldn't. You would think that with this coaching staff and the way that Cam Ward attacks, I can understand as rookie Cam Ward having to go through that. A less than stellar supporting cast. The offensive line was a little bit of everybody was getting injured in and out of the lineup, at the beginning of the year, and it took a while. And as the offensive line got better and the run game was more involved, Cam Ward started looking better. And so your hope is that the Cam Ward's work ethic combined with this system and hopefully upgrades, maybe at running back, maybe at offensive line, or a dedication to the run game.
And a receiver.
And and a couple of receivers, maybe some of the same receivers that people are quick to get rid of. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay. But you hope that maybe, I don't expect Drake May went a 66.6% completion passer to 72%. Now, listen, Cam was a 59.8, but he was better as the season went on. Like, if you took the back half, it was way better than the first half. That first half season kind of brings that completion percentage down. But I don't expect him to go all the way up to 72. So, I kind of look at him like, we got to make sure. It's kind of like the team building. And I do agree with this aspect is that everybody expects, well, you got a new head coach. You got $100 million of cap space. You picked number 4 overall. You should be able to be a double-digit win team because we saw the Texans do it. We saw the Commanders do it. We saw the Patriots do it. We saw all these teams do it. But again, all those teams, at least at this point, going into the season that they were doing that, had better talent. Had better rosters.
Well, that's what I said. We got to at least wait to see who they get.
Yeah.
I'm just projecting that they'll have the same amount of success as far as the draft and free agency as they did last year. Sometimes you got to see some of these veteran guys even getting comfortable with the new teammates as well as the new scheme and what they're being asked. And until you just are flowing where you're not even thinking, man, it can be frustrating. And sometimes it can be frustrating for players. Let's just say, I always use myself as example because I don't want to talk about because I'm not in their locker room. But I would get frustrated. Guys on our team wasn't getting up to speed mentally where I wanted them. And it would be frustrating. Like, hey, man, we went over this 50 times. Like, what are we doing here? I'm checking the play, and you're not checking middle linebacker. Right. Why aren't you? It's clear as day. What are you looking at? We went over it 3 times in a meeting. We walked through it twice.
Right.
That's kind of, you just don't know everybody, and then some guys say, hey, man, it just takes me a minute. Give me a couple, days and I'll have it. Rest assured, So, everybody's at their own pace. So, it may not be at the pace you want.
Right. I mean, that's why they may only end up a 6 or 7 win team. And that slow pace or that slow gelling of the offense could end up being the difference of being a 10-win team and a 6 or 7-win team. And it can slow down the coaches, too.
Right. To say, we should maybe slow down how much we're putting in because we're not really grasping what we're doing now.
Yeah, you don't want to move on from one thing until you've mastered that or at least gotten to a point where you're comfortable in secondhand nature and then, if you're doing one thing bad or you may have to switch it up, you don't want to keep adding stuff to the plate until you figure out what this team's good at. I mean, the first 4 weeks is kind of figuring out who you are as a team and what your identity is, right? Yeah. Now, you want to have that identity established. You want to have that culture established, obviously, heading into the season. But sometimes what's on paper against your own team isn't the same as what you could be on the field. Remember how we thought that, this defensive line is going to be so good because they're beating Andre Dillard and all these guys like a drum, and then the defensive line wasn't good and your offensive line was just terrible, and that made your own defensive line look good, and it didn't translate to the season, right? Because you're going up against better offensive lines. So at the same time, it may take 4 weeks for this team to find itself and find a rhythm. It may take longer. I don't know.
Or sooner.
Yeah, hopefully sooner.
I think the good thing about some of these guys on the team is we're a team that's still going to play a lot of starters in preseason, if not dang near all of them, because it's not a team led by a ton of veterans. Like there's only a certain amount of players in the league who are a certain stature that sit out of the preseason, and those are valuable reps for all these young guys. Like think about Afemi, who got hurt. He's playing 100%. I would say all the other guys who are going to be going into year 2 are still playing. So I think having those extra reps, plus, joint practices and whatnot, going against different guys besides our own, could help maybe accelerate it. But you're right. You never know what could happen.
Well, you don't know, Robert. We could probably glean Robert Saleh's preference for how much people play in preseason by looking at the New York Jets. But I don't know off the top of my head if that many people will play in the preseason. You never know. Because even from Brian Callahan, preseason year 1 and preseason year 2 was a little bit different.
But, I was all in like, you got to play.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
I know it's a little bit because of the contact that you're not having in practices.
Right.
So, as much as I disagree with the whole players wanted more freedom of not having contact, I get why they want that. But also there's a form of football, and I think that's what leads to a lot more injuries. You're not having the contacts in practice as much as you need to be having, especially your fronts. Front means in the trenches, offense and defense. And typically, that's why the offensive line is starting off too slow because it's like, dang, it can't take you 6 to 10 weeks to start. Oh, we finally figured out how we're going to run the ball.
Well, look how long it took Zeitler to start playing up to his reputation this season, and he didn't play at all in preseason.
I just, to bang, you got to bang. Like, you can't simulate hitting. It's you have to hit. You have to start programming your body to absorb blows.
Right.
And I have to be giving them out. Like, it's just, you got to do it. And
it's a little bit different to get hit than come back to a huddle after you got hit to call plays and remember where you were supposed to go.
It's, to your point, being that there's young players, I'd be playing all of them in the preseason.
Yeah.
All of them in long periods of time. Like, I just feel like that's where we're at because I'm not, as a coach, able to simulate contact.
Well, you've always said you can't manufacture experience, right? And that's experience. That's reps. And in 2 new systems, right?
Exactly. To add on to that, the operation side of it, right? Like, you can try to do a play clock in practice or a game clock, all that, but it's not the same as an actual game when everything is going on. And we're going to be in 2 different systems, still with a lot of young guys and probably some new guys as well after free agency. Like, get some reps together in a real game environment.
All right, you played high school football. Like, okay, how different was it from practice, a scrimmage, to an actual game? Just take us through what's the difference.
Well, that and college, like it's just different. It's just the speed. The speed of it, you can't really explain it the best, but the speed of it is just completely different. You got so much more going on in a game than practice, right? Like, especially for a coach, which I've never been, but for a coach, it's just a completely different ball game.
Well, you
can't really see about a player until you see him in that kind of environment.
Right.
Even if you're going against teams, and I know that'll heighten it a little bit, but it still ain't the same as a game. It is not a game. Oh, man, it's a total different level of intensity. Let's just say that.
Well, we've also talked a lot about discipline, right? And the Tennessee Titans had the third highest amount of pre-snap penalties last year.
Oh.
And it doesn't get much better when you go back and look at the Robert Saleh Jets. And guess what? The Brian Daboll and the New York Giants of last year, the 2025 season, were the one team ahead of them, the Tennessee Titans. And then you got to look at the Jets, and they are ranked near the top in pre-snap penalties. And that's something that has plagued this team for a long time, even dating back to some Vrabel years. Vrabel had some pre-snap penalty issues and stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
And so when you start talking about discipline and experience and new schemes and all this, I can't believe we're kind of doing a preseason preview in February.
Don't mind it.
But, like, at the same time, these are real valid concerns that we should have about this team and the experience that's going to be added, because you can't handle this team has never been able to handle pre-snap penalties. They handled it a little bit better this year, but never been able to handle it. For some reason, it hasn't been in their DNA for a few years now. So that is one of the negatives about a Robert Saleh coach team, is that pre-snap penalties are really high. San Francisco so it must be just maybe a San Francisco thing or a San Francisco coaching tree, because they were pretty high too. But, like, this is going to be a situation where you have these Titans players that you have mostly making up your roster have committed a high number of pre-snap penalties. Brian Daboll led Jets have had a high number of pre-snap penalties, and the Robert Saleh Jets have had a lot of pre-snap penalties. So when we start adding all this together, it just sounds like there's going to be a lot of pre-snap penalties, and that's stuff that you got to make sure you're disciplined and you hold each other accountable through these offseason issues.
So Robert Saleh is part of the discipline of why the Jets offense was having these pre-snap penalties.
Well, I don't know if it was Jets. I'm just saying in general, the team was pre-snap penalties. I don't know if I can differentiate between offense and defense.
Well, that's a great point, though, because
that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, I'm always real critical of who gets the blame and who gets the share of why it's good.
Yeah.
And like everybody's talking about, well, Vrabel has helped the mate. Well, I don't know how much. It may be a percentage. We got to say he's the head coach. He had conversation. But I can't say Jeff Fisher was the reason why McNair just took off and just play well. I can't say that. I was there at the practices. I barely saw him even talk to him.
And to be fair, like, let's look at the rosters of some of these players, too. I mean, sometimes pre-snap penalties, these weren't three good rosters. Sometimes pre-snap penalties are because you're trying to get a head start.
Right. Yeah. It's the talent. And I don't know if I can carry that over. I get, he was the head guy and it was a problem, but let's just kind of wait and see what happens and then judge him and then say, well, this was a problem before. I just don't know if it's, and it's the same, really. And when he wasn't even on that side of the ball and coaching very much at all, as far as X and O's in the meetings, calling the plays.
Yeah, we don't know what's offense and defense in these either. I mean, I can't separate them out. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's a way I can during the break. I'll try to figure that out. All right, coming up next, we'll go to Ed in New Jersey. We'll continue our discussion with the Tennessee Titans. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone. Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. Before the break, and we'll get to Ed here in just a minute, but we were talking about penalties and offense versus defense and all that kind of stuff. I was able to split it up over at NFLpenalties.com.
Cool. What has got?
Brian Daboll's offenses. We're going to start with 2022 his first year and end last year.
Give me expectations. What I should be expecting? Some good or bad news, or in between?
Probably bad.
Or mid?
2 mid-years, 2 really bad years. How about that? Well, actually, 1 mid-year, 1 good year, 2 really bad years. 31 pre-snap penalties on offense for Brian Daboll in his rookie year as head coach. 22 the next year, so went down, and that's pretty low for the most part. Okay. 2023, and then 2024 jumps all the way up to 40. Uh-oh. And then 2025 jumps all the way up to 41. So, I mean, 1 penalty difference, but those last 2 years were rookie quarterback. Then you have also, all the injuries they had the prior year.
Multiple quarterbacks.
Yeah. So, just to throw that out there, some context. Now you go to Robert Saleh's Jets.
I bet it never happened when Jameis Winston was at quarterback.
Maybe not. I wish you didn't sign a 2-year deal, to be honest with you, because he could be back up here if he hadn't signed a 2-year deal.
Didn't he sign somewhere else already, or no?
No, he's still there.
Oh, dang.
So in 2021, when Robert Saleh took the Jets over, they had a really good year in terms of penalties. 16 offensive pre-snap penalties and only 12 defensive pre-snap penalties.
Okay.
2022... it jumped to 24 on offense and went down 4 on defense. Mm-hmm. 2023, 37 on offense. The big jump there. 13 penalty jump. And then 9 on defense. And then in 2024, 31 on offense, 12 on defense. So the most he's had on his defense side is 12 pre-snap.
What game did he get fired? So was that all season?
So that would have to be all season. I couldn't do game on that one.
Right. He got fired after game 5.
Yeah, it's game 5.
Not a majority of the season, obviously.
He got fired?
Yeah.
When did Callahan get, Brian? When did he get
after
6? Right? Oh, man, I did not remember that he got fired before.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Saleh was 2-3. Callahan was 1-4, I guess.
Yeah.
Or 1-5.
Something like that. Saleh was 2-3, and Callahan was 1-5 because it was the Arizona game that he got the win on. All right, let's go to the phone. Let's go to Ed in New Jersey. Ed, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Hey, guys. To show you how old I am, my fantasy football team name has been He Hate Me for like 20 years. So
I love
God
it.
bless Rod Smart.
Rod Smart.
So speaking of age, but I remember a time when there was, anytime a coach changed in years past, especially an offensive scheme change, it took, a good year at least for the offensive line to adjust. Everybody talks about the impact on the quarterback. It used to be that, offensive lines, they were too physical. Now we needed to be more athletic, or more athletic. They were athletic. We needed to be physical based on the blocking scheme that was being introduced. Mm-hmm. So my question to you guys have probably forgotten more film than I've ever seen, but is it as impactful as it used to be? I mean, are most blocking schemes the same? Are they all hybrid now? Because it sure seems like our personnel could fit both. So I just wonder if that is as impactful as it was in years past. And I want to get your thoughts on it.
Thanks, Ed. I mean, that's a good question. Maybe that's why I hear most offensive line people say it really should. I've always used it as an 8-week span of time to kind of like for the offense to gel and for the offensive line to gel. I've heard a lot of offensive line people say less than 8. It shouldn't take all the way up to 8 weeks. And I just kind of use that as a general rule of thumb. And, so maybe it is a little bit different now than it was back in the day.
You saying that it takes 8 weeks to kind of get adjusted.
That's how I always viewed it, but now I've had to change it because I've heard a lot of people say it should take less.
I think it varies. I can't put I don't know. I really don't. I think it varies amongst who you have. If you have a veteran team who's quick. I'm going to say this. A good example is I get to Philly and I'm thinking, oh, man, I got all these great players around me. I get to just run around and just be me. I get to just be me, man. I get to just
When Kevin Byard got traded to the Eagles, I was like, oh, man, he's going to look so good up back there.
Right. That's exactly what you were thinking. That's what I was thinking. Like, okay, and then you get there and go, oh, Blaine, you're going to make all the calls. I was like, well, Brian Daboll is, this is the Hall of Fame. Dude. What are we doing? No, he does his own thing. Huh?
So you got to learn how to play with that, too.
Right. See, that's a whole nother thing. You know,
Yeah.
like people like talking about Junior Seau was like that, and Troy Polamalu was like that, and Ed Reed, these guys are like, all these elite level players. And I go, well, dang, he knows the defense. Like, I'm still learning the defense now. We're talking about I'm in year 10.
Yeah.
And I'm like learning to do defense. Do you know I didn't feel comfortable in the defense where I could just start playing free until the preseason was over. We had all off season. Now I was a little banged up in the off season.
Yeah.
We was up there tackling, and Andy Reid was like, "We going hard." I was like, "Oh, we got to take him to the ground." I've never heard of this. So yeah, and so it took me a minute, and I'm a veteran guy, and I think I'm pretty sharp, and I put work in. I was
pretty
study.
sharp. You're very sharp.
I wanted to.
You're like genius level when it comes down to the nose. Comes to football.
Never put no genius, but hey, I felt like, hey man, I'm gonna go out here and I want to make sure I can play and let my instincts take over.
Yeah.
And it was a battle. It was just really different than what I was used to. And the terminology was different, so you get used to that. So you translate that in your brain. Okay, this means this in your brain. And you quit thinking like that. And so and then now added on with that, with the offensive lineman is how much contact have you having.
Yeah.
See, and then you're working on timing when you have these blocks, right? And everybody really has to, all five has to work in unison and has to hit at the same time. And by the way, the running back got to hit the hole at the right time, too. So it all just kind of works seamless.
Quarterback's got to kind of maneuver the pocket, can't start drifting.
Right.
And to your point,
I feel like it's harder on offense, and defense is always ahead because it's just a little easier to be an attacker than, okay, we got to figure out how we're all navigating.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit, it's always going to be easier for the defense, in my eyes, than the offense.
And to your point, it's like, with Peter Skoronski or even at right tackle a couple of years ago where you just constantly had someone rotating in at right tackle.
Oh my God.
And so that means your right guard is constantly having to adjust. And if your right guard's adjusting differently to is the right tackle, that means the center is going to have to adjust to that adjustment. Like, it's a whole chain, right? Like, that's the part about the offensive line that's a little bit different than defensive line or linebackers or even wide receivers, is that, like, all five, it's got to be in unison almost.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I mean, all positions have that, but I think more so in the run game with the offensive line. I think it's really not playing with Mark Robb when he got injured in the Super Bowl before the game before, then it's totally different. And against Anthony Dorsett, but like I could just look at Mark Robb and be like, yep, we got it. But we on the same page. I'm looking, he's like, hey man, what's the call? Oh my God. now you put me in panic, man.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing? Oh my God.
Is that like the scariest thing? You break the huddle and then you're like, wait a minute, you still don't know what the call is? They're about to snap the ball.
Exactly. See, that's what you're dealing with. Like that
would send me into like a frenzy.
Yeah,
you see that in a game?
That's
like,
not a comforting feeling, man. It's just not that way, man. It's just not.
You see that, though, when, like, if a QB gets up to the line and they can it, they go to their second play and the receivers out there, like,
what you talking about, right?
Like,
you
God, we in trouble.
Like, hey, man, you don't know what to call. Then he's trying to give him hand signals like, hey, man, this is the route you run.
Yeah.
Sometimes they put it, we get really excessive on defense. They try to put behind their back what they're going to, telling the other guy what to do. Sometimes it was tap their leg. Oh, man, I was on all those cheat codes.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, man, can we get volume on this? I mean, I want to turn this up. I want to hear what he said. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of guys can't play like that because they just can't think and process information as fast. But I think it's just it's a lot harder than people want to give credit to. But I think half of it is the new rules, especially for the offensive linemen. You got to have physicality to play the position in attack mode, and I think they should just unleash them and let them go. And that's easier said than done when other teams or you can't get guys injured. It's tough. It's different. It's different now. Because to me, that's why you have more injuries now. And I'm just talking about any injuries. I don't know the numbers that they're telling everybody else, but I don't believe it. I mean, guys get more pulls than I've ever seen in my life. Like, dang, man. I mean, what did you just drink a whole 6-pack or something before the game? Like, how are you pulling? We need you.
You're asking them that on the sideline? Did you have a 6-pack before the game?
Man, no, man. I just was like, how are you always the one straining a muscle? No, I did that to Dick Pin. I got a little mad when I got in his face. Like, how, man, you going to just show up on game day and be like, hey, man, my hamstring tight. What?
Isn't that wild?
Did you, like, are you I am not going to say what I said. But yeah. I was about to. Like, you better be kidding with me, right? Nah, man, I don't think I can go. Yeah, boy, it was one of those. I don't know, man. We got suckered here.
Yeah. That's what it felt like.
You're like, come on, really?
I know many people who are ashamed of their
practice.
I know many people, know many fans who are ashamed that they own a Yancey Thigpen jersey.
I was like, oh, come on, man. What happened? What were you doing, man? I heard you was at the you drove out of town when it was gambling.
All right, more of your phone calls when we come back. 615-737-1045. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 1045 The Zone.
Good afternoon from the Circus Sports of the Main Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Ross Johnston. The NBA trade deadline ends later today as ESPN's Shams Charania reports that the Milwaukee Bucks have informed teams they will not be trading all-star forward Giannis Antetokounmpo. Also in some Super Bowl news, Seahawks rookie safety Nick Emanwari reportedly suffered a low ankle sprain during Wednesday's practice, according to head coach Mike McDonald. However, Emanwari is expected to play on Sunday. For all your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Door, and 615-737-1045 is the number. Let's kick some ice and get ready to slide into an unforgettable experience. Join 104.5 The Zone at T-Line Nashville as we broadcast live starting at 10 a.m. with the Buck Rising Show, followed by Cover 2 and 3HL for our Sweep, Sip, and Snack Curling Challenge on Thursday, February 12th. Grab your team, hit the ice, and test your skills. Whether you're a seasoned curler or a first-time sweeper wanting to try the sport, purchase a ticket for discounted ice time that gets you a 30-minute curling session and appetizer for only $25. To get tickets or for more info, visit 1045thezone.com/events. All right, let's go to the phone. 615-737-1045 is the number. Let's go to Marcus in Nashville. Marcus, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
What's going on, y'all?
What's up?
What up, Marcus?
Hey, Blaine, man, I'm one of the people that come and talk to you every game. And I don't want to say I saw you on the internet that one time. You like, somebody made an AI video of me. But I just want to give Blaine, just being real, I want to give Blaine his flowers. Because I've been a Titan fan since we came here. And he was the hardest hitting person I ever seen in my life. So when I met him, I thought you was a little taller. You know what I'm saying?
I got that a lot.
I mean, I'm telling you, man. And he played football when football was football. Yeah. You know, it's soft now. When I go back and watch them games, man, they could have called 100. They've been throwing flags all day if they call the calls they call now. So I just want, and that's why I'm glad you're still part of the organization. My mama think you are cute. Man, just keep on doing what you do, man. Stay with us, man. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah. I'm not expecting the league to be like in my days. That's obvious.
Thanks, Marcus.
It's not the same, but man, there are certain fundamental things that you have to do to be successful in this league, and physicality, you just can't run from that. It is always going to be that.
Joe Flacco kind of hit on that yesterday. I don't know if you saw the clip yesterday.
No, I did not.
But he was on with Kevin Clark for the This Is Football podcast. Mm-hmm. And he said that we signed up knowing we're going to get hit, like because my hand grazes my helmet or because I get, flopped onto when I hit the ground. Those shouldn't be fouls. Those should be penalties.
Description.
Huh?
He said it's basically the job description.
Yeah, it's basically the job description. And and that's a quarterback saying it. A quarterback who's probably benefited from some of those calls,
of course, yeah.
But he's right. He's saying that it's just not the same, and those kinds of penalties kind of need to go away because they kind of ruin the sport of football. And listen, it doesn't mean helmet-to-helmet hits need to go away or anything like that. But whenever you see like a defensive lineman going for the ball and he accidentally hits the player's helmet. Right. Sometimes it's a little on purpose, but sometimes it's not.
Graze.
The biggest one to me is the not having your whole body weight on the quarterback if you sack him. Like, these dudes are moving as fast as they can. Do you expect them to just mid-sack just somehow contort their body to just get part of their weight off of them?
Well, they even call that inconsistently because, I remember Tavondre Sweat landing completely on Shadur Sanders. I thought they were going to hit.
They didn't call anything.
They didn't call anything. I thought there was going to be a Shadur Sanders-sized imprint Because, I mean, like, he just smushes them.
Flat Shador.
It looked bad. I was like, oh, and then he popped out. I was like, whoa.
I was like, man, he's a little tough. I think that
tough.
one would have had me going, okay, I think I need to come out.
I think I would have come out, man. That was a lot of weight right there.
Well, I just think Blaine looked taller and hit harder because of those big-ass pads they used to wear back in the day.
That was only with my rookie year. That dude put that on there. I never wore pads like that.
Y'all
No, that is real talk.
I'm just playing.
Because, first of all, that's what they gave me, so I was like, I better wear it, just like they gave me the number 23. I wasn't saying, hey, man, my number, I want 22. That's my number in college. So I just went along with the flow, and I was like, dang, man, I can't even move in these pads, man. What are we doing? So, yeah, I put on wide receiver pads after that. So my second year, I wore really the smallest pads you could wear.
And still hitting that hard.
Yeah, that's why my shoulder jacked up. Yeah, so, it's just a different area. Like, I used to talk to Michael Griffin because he was so talented, but it really, that's when they changed the rules on hitting guys when they couldn't. He literally started missing people because he, at the last minute, like, oh, I can't hit him.
And fans would get so mad at him.
I was like, oh, man, you got to figure out a way, where you're still aggressive, but you're not looking like you're taking. He said, well, I'm not trying to take him out. And it's just, the quarterback shouldn't be throwing that ball. I mean, I'm coming down the middle of the seam.
Yeah.
I said, hey, man, just hit him anyway. He said, I'm tired of getting fined. I said, oh, how
well,
much
they're so expensive.
That's what he said. I think it was like $20,000. He was like, yeah man, I got fined like 5 times, $20,000.
And don't they start adding escalators on?
Yeah, it was
I'm not sure on that. I
said,
feel like they
put in
did.
a contract that the organization will pay for.
Yeah, for real.
That's what I told him.
But that's something like, I think
It messed him up. Literally, it screwed him up.
Well, you would go back to last year, and it was Mike Brown. Remember, he got the stupid call, it was an incorrect call, and then the very next week, it was
Nico Collins.
Against Nico Collins,
and they didn't call.
and then he didn't go for the hit because of the call from the previous week.
Right. I remember that. Yeah, in the back of the end zone. Yeah. So it can affect guys differently. So I just you just got to figure out how to navigate and play within the rules. They're trying to make it a little bit safer, but at the same time, hey, can't be trying to knock people out.
That was the other. That was the other thing that Flacco said was all the fines and everything were getting outrageous and expensive and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes you're getting fined for just normal tackles. It's like the hip drop tackle. Remember how big of a deal the hip drop tackle was made, and now we hear nothing of it.
Oh, I used to get a little perturbed about the hip tackle. I didn't even like that rule.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, how? I mean, sometimes you're gonna, and I get some guys were using it, but sometimes it just happens. Like you're spinning the guy around and you're trying to get him down. That one there, boy. Ooh, that could easily be called. So I think they're trying to pay attention to new rules and enforce them, and then they get lax as time goes on. 2 or 3 years down the road. Like, people still are grabbing guys by the shoulder pads and getting them down. Yeah. I've seen that numerous times. I guess if you're directly behind them and you yank them.
That's the horse collar.
But shoot, sometimes it's like, well, dang, that was just as impactful the way they grabbed them right there.
Did they ever change that rule where if your hair was touching the jersey, you could still pull the hair as a form of tackle? I don't know if anybody ever actually did that, but they used to be, because it was touching the jersey, it's part of the jersey.
Oh, yeah. No, I knew that.
I don't know if they ever changed that.
Oh, I would have definitely grabbed people hair if they did that. I was like, too bad, because it said you have to put it up in your helmet.
Something like that.
Tight to your helmet. Yeah. That way it's not flopping around. I would have definitely grabbed it to get them down. I would, all means necessary.
There you go.
I was going to say, I feel like Derek got tackled by his hair one time.
And I think that's why he started tying it up.
Yeah, they
did the little rhino horn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because don't know, man, I saw a highlight the other day, and it looked like people just were starting to move out the way with the ball. I was like, oh my God. Dudes are running, man, you running the wrong direction. You're trying to get the angle so you can chase it from behind.
You talking about with Derek?
Yeah.
Well, dude, they do such a great job of blocking down on the line and leave him one-on-one with a corner. And, like,
oh, man, those
a corner's going low on Derek.
Man. Yeah, they'd be like, hey, man, I got to be out here. If not, I'm going to be standing on the sideline for a long time if I run into that guy.
Someone's in the chat says, the F&M Bank chat, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook Live, Bippity Boppity says, he was waiting for someone to try taking Henry down by that hair log. But I think the hair log didn't touch the jersey, and I think that's the differentiator.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, when we come back, we'll go to Nate in Omaha. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
Omaha! One of the marks of a good parent. They warn their kids about danger, of course, and who to trust and what to avoid and how to make smarter choices. Hey, folks, it's Blaine Bishop with Eurofix. And Eurofix repairs European vehicles, and Eurofix believes in warning their customers, too. In one case, Eurofix wrote a $5,500 refund check to a customer. And you say, who does that? Well, Eurofix polices themselves. And you say, why? Because not every auto shop tells you the full story. Some oversell, others cut corners. Some just may not know what to do. So you could pay for something that you really didn't need. And Eurofix makes quality repairs at below dealer pricing. It has been since 1999. When was it, the Super Bowl, huh? Yeah. So you can also get a free 15-minute no-rinse inspection and a 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty on all the work Eurofix performs. And rental cars are available with every appointment. So stay on the road and not on the tow truck is the philosophy behind it for Eurofix. Family-owned, locally over a quarter century, right? 5 locations all over the state of Tennessee and more to come. And all you have to do is just give them a call at 844-EUROFIX. That's right. 844-EUROFIX, or you can check them out online at myEurofix.com. That's myEurofix.com.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors, 615-737-1045.
No trade for John Morant.
There we go.
Yeah,
no
I know
trade.
you're excited. You were so happy you turned red.
I am excited. John Morant made it through the trade deadline. According to Yahoo Sports, John Morant has not been traded at the deadline. The Grizzlies tried to deal the two-time All-Star, but were unable to find value for a trade despite interest from several teams.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound good then for the future.
I got that one right.
Well, as long as he plays, that's all I care about.
Yeah, they got to have somebody show up at the stadium, man. They got people want to watch.
I know.
And you got all those picks from Jaren Jackson as well.
Yeah, let's just keep on, with Ja. Let's just keep on doing it. All right, let's go to the phones. Nate in Omaha wants to talk Tennessee Titans. Nate, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey,
Doing good. How are you?
Nate?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they saying, man, I was watching a game from the '80s the other day, man. And man, and Blaine be saying the players are bigger, faster, stronger now, but they just look more cut, more harder back then. Especially the linebackers were way bigger than they are now. You know?
Yeah.
But it was a different game. It was real violent, man, and I can kind of understand why the league make it safe because, if the Buffalo Bills playing and Josh Allen ain't playing, I'm probably not gonna watch. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just probably, if Lamar Jackson ain't playing, I'm probably not gonna watch that game. But I want to talk about. I heard the Titans were talking about getting Jawan Jennings, man, and I liked him coming. I liked him coming out of Tennessee, man. I don't know why they didn't take him. Just like him, and I think him and the other. Remember the offensive lineman that had the blood clots coming out of Tennessee?
Yeah, Trey Smith.
Yeah, I wanted them to draft him too,
me
man.
too. I did want him.
Yeah, and he ended up being an all-pro, man. So, John Robinson had a lot of misses, man. I hope they.
Well, a lot of people missed on him. He went 5th round to the Chiefs.
Yeah. Or 6th round.
Yeah,
6th round to the Chiefs. So.
I think Jawan Jennings was 5th round to the finals. 49ers?
Both of them were later in the draft. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, Blaine, who you think the Titans should go with in this year's draft, man?
Ooh.
I mean, I like the running back out of Notre Dame, man.
Oh, he's special.
Yeah, I just want to get you guys' opinion on who you think the Titans should draft. Thanks for taking my call, man.
Hey, thanks.
I don't know. I personally, and I'm a defensive guy, I want them to get a pass rusher. Now, whatever one they think is the best, from Bain to Reese to what's the other kid from Virginia? Or
David Bailey from Texas Tech.
Yeah, Bailey. I kind of like Bailey a little bit, but they all have their pros and cons. But there's Love is exceptional, man. He's when you take the risk on taking a running back high. Downs is a guy you take a risk. I just don't think we really need a safety with the guys we got with Hooker and Winston. But
timing just doesn't line up for those two players. Like, that's the hard thing. I love Jeremiah Love. I would love to see Jeremiah Love in two-tone blue. I would love to see Caleb Downs in two-tone blue, but I just don't see a scenario unless something drastically happens in this offseason where you have a glaring hole at safety, which there shouldn't be any glaring hole at safety, right? Unless you trade Amani Hooker, or some glaring hole at running back if you cut Tony Pollard and you're only going with Tajay Spears and Khalil Mullins into the draft. I don't see a real scenario because even if they cut Tony Pollard, I expect that they'll sign a running back. So I don't know. Like, I would love to have that talent on this team. But at the same time, it just seems like it's lining up for it to be one of those three defenders you just named, Reuben Bain, David Bailey, or Arvell Reese.
Who's the other? Does Texas Tech have another defensive end?
Romello Height.
Yeah, Romello Height. Was not that great of a week at the Senior Bowl and stuff. Like, he didn't really answer the questions you have on tape. He didn't really answer them in the way that you would hope. He answered them, but it was just actually more confirmation bias.
I'm going to say this. Is some guys, they go to unlike me and most, but they get there and they think it's a vacation.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just say it like that.
Yeah.
Like, they're not, like, this is not practice. I'm not in the game. I'm here to interview. They kind of go through the motions. It's not like they turn it up, regardless if they get smacked or beat or whatever it is. They're like, hey man, I'm just out here to have fun. The season is longer now, so I think some guys just kind of look at that way. When you go to the Senior Bowl, you mean they may want to go to the East West to do that, but the Senior Bowl, it is. It's all about that business, and they going hard. So that's. I don't know, man. And you never know. The Titans, I think, are in a good situation. I think they can get a quality player, even if they went offensive line, which I definitely don't want to do that. That's me. I'm going with the guys we got. I even would play Slater, or what's that his name? Yeah, the guard. Yeah. I thought he got in limited time, and I thought he did a good enough job for maybe saying
he had a pretty good. That last game of the year is pretty good.
I think we can roll with this guy.
And now he's got a full year after training for everything he had to train, because he's from Sacramento State, so he had to learn all this stuff. He had to train, right? You have to get noticed. You have to train for the pro or for the combine and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Now you can focus on more offensive line stuff, maybe add girth or weight. But then
also this offensive line guy usually gets the most out of mid to later round guys.
And he's a 6th round pick. Yeah. This ain't an undrafted free agent or anything.
So I think we're in a good spot here, man. I wish it was an elite receiver like, oh my, we gotta have him. Now I think there's some really good ones.
Yeah,
but not at 4. Not at 4.
Gotta wait a year.
Yeah, if Jordan Tyson did not have he missed
Arizona State guy.
I heard something the other day that he, I think, missed 30% of his games with injury over the course of his career. I can't remember what the exact stat Dane Brugler said, but it was something like that. Like he missed a ton of his percentage of his games due to injury. And for me, it's
what about the Lemon guy from USC?
Makai Lemon, I love me some Makai Lemon. But man,
4 is just such a high spot.
It's just so
that's what it's
rich.
Man.
Like if you could trade to 7 and pick up an extra 2nd round pick, I would be taking Makai Lemon at 7. Maybe I'd still take Caleb Downs or Jeremiah Love if they fell to 7. But Makai Lemon, I know that it seems crazy to say 3 spots, but when you're comparing Makai Lemon at wide receiver versus the talent that you have on the defensive side of the ball, there is a gap between those 3 defenders and Makai Lemon as a wide receiver.
Yeah, and I'm going to just tell you how I think about the draft, because I love all those players, Downs and Love. At least as the roster sits today, I don't know if the Titans can afford to not address holes.
Right.
Like when you're a veteran team and you got, 4 different things you're trying to address, you can take, a flyer and say, hey, even though this is too high, this guy can be a contributor immediately. And that's why we're kind of, at least me anyway, saying I love to have Love, but unless we take Pollard out of the equation, what are we doing here?
And you don't want to go into a draft where you have holes, right? You want to try to fill as many holes as you got in free agency. So it doesn't make sense for me. I know I'm playing out a scenario that hasn't happened yet.
We want to get to the point where we can just draft the best player available, and we're not there yet.
Yeah, unless you go crazy at edge. Unless you're getting 3 or 4 edge rushers in free agency. You know what I'm saying?
Who's available?
Then how is Jeremiah Love going to be, when you're marrying best player available in need, and there's a delicate balance between that. Because you don't want to reach for need necessarily like the Raiders did with Clelin Ferrell, because we were talking about him yesterday.
Well, 2nd round, I'd double down.
Yeah, now 2nd round, I would double down and stuff like that.
A player we got, but I was like, hey, man, this is the highest graded guy.
Right.
We're going
to when you're picking in that prime position in the top 4, you're getting a guy that should have all pro potential. And most of these guys that we're talking about, even Jeremiah Love and Caleb Downs, have all pro potential.
Uh-huh.
And listen, Jeremiah Love can impact the game for your team just as much as a Reuben Bain can.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, we have to really just get through free agency. Because right now they're building a free agency board and a draft board.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I was going to ask. I know our answer may be different a couple months from now after all that. But as of today, say we traded back in the 1st round, get a mid to late pick and add, another 2nd round pick. If we're picking around that 15 or whatever range, do you think we should go corner or receiver as of today? Because I think it's corner.
I think it's receiver if it's a trade back
as
in
of
the
today?
15. Yeah.
Is there a corner? Like, is it you don't think there's enough corners worth going there?
I really don't.
Okay.
I mean, I think there's some fine corners there, but I think that you're still getting better wide receivers. And really, I wouldn't rule out a guy like Keldrick Falk at 15.
Yeah.
You know, again, see, we could play this game, but we have no clue what the roster looks like, you know, after the first week of free agency.
If that scenario happened and they trade back, not knowing what they would,
we don't even know what they would get. If they're only getting 15 and a couple second round picks.
But yeah, I'd be open if the receiver or corner. I would be.
Yeah.
I don't know who's ranked where. Who's the top ranked corner? Do we know?
Well, I think Jermod McCoy is likely going to end up being the top ranked corner.
Right. Dang.
But is that like a Jordan Tyson defense version right there?
The difference is
he only had that
year.
one injury, right?
Yeah.
And the rumors are that he could have came back, I believe, in the end of October, and then they all kind of agreed that, we're good. You know, you got the draft. You know, we're just kind of, our season's kind of, middling right now. There's no sense in, you risking re-injury. That's the rumor, allegedly. So maybe it's not.
You think
the same.
UT just said, "Oh, we're gonna just"?
I don't know who said it. I just that's
I'm just
why.
saying, do you think after hearing the rumor that Tennessee
I think
said,
it was
we're
very
good.
much on the other side of the table.
I was gonna say,
Exactly.
I would think he looked at it and was like, "Oh, we're not going to the playoffs this year.
Right.
I'll
Yeah,
chill."
I would think that it was coming from the other side of the table.
Yeah. Like, hey, man, what we trying to do here, man? We not making the playoffs here.
I would agree with
my
that.
knee just kind of started to get a little stiff.
Yeah. Let's go.
Just caught something again.
And then I got a little swelling in there.
A little swelling.
for
Oh, I could
practice.
I could play, but probably. Oh, I don't know. He got a little Yancey Thigpen in him.
Oh, my. Don't put that on that man. Oh, no.
Let's go to John in Nashville. John, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
How you guys doing? My question is, I know obviously he's not a first rounder or whatever, but the kid from Indiana, the wide receiver that's actually from Nashville, where do y'all see him getting picked? And
He's only a sophomore.
Titans would look at?
He's only a sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah, Decker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say he was could come out this year. What would he be looking like?
Oh, if he
It's not
could,
enough.
third round.
Yeah, I would say that.
Just mid-round pick.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
mid-round.
potentially he could be a first, thinking about 2 years down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is,
'cause, like,
is he a sophomore or?
he's a sophomore, I
Redshirt
think.
sophomore?
Yeah, or whatever it is. But then for him, you got to think: do you want to go in next year's class with all those guys who are
Coming out?
who have such high grades? Like,
Oh, we got to get a little more because he didn't start hitting his stride till like week 6 or 7 or so when they start playing anymore.
yeah, but they'll have two guys come out this year, right?
Yeah, they have
Surratt
two.
and
Yeah, that's
Lamar
Surratt and Cooper. So he'll be pretty featured in that
Which one you
Indiana
think is going to
offense.
hire? Cooper?
I think he's going to go higher.
That was number
Surratt,
one.
Surratt
is 13, right?
Yeah. He has some big moments, but he has a real hard time. Again, one of those guys, he's like 6'2", 209 pounds. Like, he doesn't really play to that size, and Omar Cooper is a little bit smaller.
All right, here's what
and
I'm
he may
gonna
be
do.
slot only.
Well,
That could
when I
be the
ask you
big
this,
thing.
You would
He's slot
know,
only.
You would know better. How does he compare to Alec Manor? See?
Oh, that's a good way to put it. I would say that I find their tape very similar, and I agree with Alec. I agree with the Titans and the NFL that saying Alec Manor was a day 3 pick. I told everybody on this show that I thought he was a day
you
3
did.
pick, and I
So
would say that probably in this draft, I think I would put Surratt in day 3. Now I don't know if that's actually where he's going to go. But I would be surprised if you turn on the tape, you may not be that as impressed as you thought in the moment.
So Cooper was better?
Yeah, I thought Cooper was better.
So where is he?
I think he's day 2 somewhere.
Day 2, okay.
Sure, I thought Becker was better at the end of the
Yeah, I
season than
did
both
too.
of them.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh,
Becker.
Bucci- yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Becker.
Yeah.
Well, he was more big play because he was isolated on the outside with those spectacular catches on the one-on-one coverage. So not to say that was easier, but you could see, his athleticism with some of the, and then his, hand
Body control,
body control
yeah.
was, oh my God, I was like, dang, man, they had this guy on the bench. And by the way, there was a lot of receivers that left when that coach got there, and he was the only one that stayed. So obviously they saw something enough in him that they thought he could do something. Because before that, I think he wasn't playing very much at all. So, yeah, hats off to him. Father Ryan, let's go, baby.
There you go. All right. Let's do this because it's the title of our show. So we're actually going to hit it right now.
Cover 2?
Brian Daboll. I guess the title of the show on the YouTube video. Brian Daboll. Hey, what do you put the chances are that he's going to leave after the first year for a head coaching gig? Because I know he got interviewed. But let's say, hypothetically, Tennessee Titans have a all right season offensively.
Is that where we're at right now?
It may be an all right season on offense.
I can't do that.
You can't do that?
I mean, why are we worried about if somebody leaving or we ain't even started?
I don't know if he's going to leave. Not because he doesn't want to, but I don't know if he'll get the jobs.
I hope they have a great year. Guess what that shows?
And then he's gone?
Yeah, hey, man, good. You never know. He may stay because guess what? He may look at this year's opportunities to be a head coach and be like, nah, I don't like those opportunities. I may stay, or he may just stay 2 years. I don't know. The cycle of head coaching is a little bit different. You just never know because he didn't get it this cycle. What makes you think that he can do interviews next year and then still not get a head coach job?
Yeah.
See,
that's why I'm kind of leaning that he may not get one.
About things that are uncontrolled. We haven't even started, so we don't even know if this is even a possibility. Like, man, I mean we're gonna drive ourselves crazy being a nervous wreck. Like, really?
Heck, to be honest, the Eagles, after all this stuff that went down with Jeff Stoutland last night, that's being really, they could fire Nick Sirianni and hire Brian Daboll.
Let's first start baby step. Hopefully he's really good at calling plays. Hopefully he does the best with Cam Ward and just takes him to the next level. Let's see that first.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm not worrying about, guess what? The DC could leave too, Gus Bradley. Oh, he's not calling plays.
Yeah.
Who knows? He may be calling plays halfway through the season.
You never know.
We don't know.
Let's see what individual drills Daboll has Cam Ward doing.
Oh, see, that kills
maybe
me right
won't
there.
get scrutinized on Twitter.
Oh, the DB or the receiver. Do y'all guys remember when Derrick Henry looked like he didn't know how to run over bags?
Oh, yeah. That was a huge... And it really bothered me.
Now we go HOF. He couldn't run over drills. The bag. I'm like, are you guys kidding me?
And that really bothered me because, for as an Alabama fan, I'm like, why are you guys even worrying about this?
Yeah,
Just give him the ball.
Man, I can't imagine. Man, if y'all would have watched me in the interview, I'm like, hey, what is Blaine doing? He's looked like he's going in slow motion.
That's what I remember.
Literally.
Yeah.
I would out there, I'd be really working on little bitty things coming out my grade. Pop, pop, pop. All right. Now, I'm backpedaling slow. Because now I'm trying to work on explosion. So the speed of the drill wasn't what I was trying to accomplish. See, so that's like we're getting all in the muck here about a drill. Really? Man, yeah, I mean, that's kind of hilarious for me. I just... I can't do that. Now, if we at the Pro Bowl would say, who does the best drills? Who's got the hardest drill? And that's competition.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different there. I'm going to say this. Watch this. We did do that at the Pro Bowl.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Hey, watch this. Aaron Glenn was the best guy doing drills. The little squirt was like, oh, my God, this guy is quick as you know what. Where did you get this drill? Everybody had to do a drill, then everybody had to follow and try to do that drill.
Yeah.
I'm like, man. And watch this. Dale Carter got up there, and I was like, scared of him. Like, hey, man, he looked like he may rob me in the night or something. And now he's a preacher, by the way. and I was like, he got up there and said, here's my drill. He backpedaled slow. I'm a baller. And that's it. I was like, whoa. I'm scared of you. I made sure I told my family, do not say something crazy about Dale Carter up in the stands while we playing in this game. That's what I did. Because he was serious as a heart attack. Yeah, so, I mean, drills are, we can't base off a drill, man. You base it off the eye in the sky, in the game, in the scrimmages, in the preseason. That's all we can really go on. Practice is a little bit different, but especially if you're a proven player. But if you're not... Yeah, I get it, but we can't be really critiquing like this little bitty stuff like this. That it does nothing for anybody, really. I mean,
I'm with you. Hey, when we come back, let's talk about that Jeff Stoutland situation with the Eagles. And the reason why I want to is because it is getting crazy up in Philadelphia. And I know everybody's going to want to talk about A.J. Brown, but I think we should be talking about some Jeff Stoutland. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone. Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by all Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. We thought Sean McDermott getting fired so late in the season was a little odd. Ooh. We thought Mike Tomlin. Yeah, that's a good one, too. We thought Mike Tomlin getting fired was kind of crazy. And John Harbaugh. All three of those guys got fired. I begin to wonder if Nick Sirianni is going to get fired because there is a former Eagles coach that I just brought up that we didn't bring up while we were talking to each other, but I knew where you were going. Yeah. And Sean McDermott, who could come in, build a staff pretty quick, probably get things going pretty quick. Because this thing with Jeff Stoutland, Nick Sirianni, and Kevin Patullo, who's also already been fired, and them bringing in Sean Mannion, who's only coached for 2 years in the NFL.
As the play caller, right?
As the play caller. This is getting a little crazy for Sirianni. Then you add in the A.J. Brown and the whole locker room. None of the locker room guys can, get their story straight. So this was from Tim McManus, who covers the Eagles for ESPN. He knows the Eagles inside and out. He says things were less harmonious this past season, the 2025 season. Injuries to right tackle Lane Johnson and others along the front played a part in the ground game's regression. But there were other dynamics at play. With the offense stagnant, head coach Nick Sirianni took on a more active role over the latter part of the season. He and then offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo began incorporating different run designs in an effort to kickstart the operation. So him and Kevin Patullo began incorporating different run designs in an effort to kickstart the operation.
So that's not the Scotland. He was the offensive line guy.
He was offensive line guy and run game coordinator.
Okay, so now
they're overstepping.
Remember I talked about the backstabbing?
Yeah, backstabbing's happened. Because Kevin Patullo, Nick Sirianni, but Stoutland's been there for 13 years.
I can't believe that they did
so
this
that's
to
the thing.
dude.
Stoutland has survived many head coaches.
They forced him to leave. He's out. He just said, I quit.
And then they fired Kevin Patullo at the end of the season, and then you look at where you're at.
Oh my God.
We watched this show called Extracted where they put out these people out in the wilderness and then your family is inside a building. They're kind of doing little competitions and they'll send you supplies. And this is kind of like the version where you send someone supplies and then they ask to be extracted.
Oh, no. You heard of this game? No,
it's a really good show. Y'all should watch it.
No, my.
Stoutland was not consulted about these changes to what he felt was an appropriate degree, a league source said, to the point where he no longer desired the title of run game coordinator because he felt it no longer fit his job description. That experience gave him pause about continuing on with the organization. Another wrinkle emerged with the hiring of the 33-year-old Sean Mannion as offensive coordinator last week. Mannion is slated to install a new scheme that will pull from the McVay and Shanahan systems. Given that Stoutland doesn't have a history with that offense, he would have had someone over him implementing the run game designs. So, and then they just hired the wide receivers after his announcement that he was leaving. And I should go back and change something, because someone did bring it up. He's stepping away from the organization, Stoutland is. Tomlin also stepped away from the organization. He wasn't fired. So I just want to throw that out there. I did that misspeak and said that he was fired. But so Sean Mannion, after this announcement, immediately hires the wide receivers coach from Green Bay to be the running backs coach or the run game coordinator and tight ends coach. This is kind of a mess. And maybe this is why it took so long. Maybe this is why A.J. Brown wants out. And maybe this is why it took so long for them to find an offensive coordinator, because how they treated Jeff Stoutland. Because Jeff Stoutland's one of the most respected coaches.
Nobody wants to be part of that. That probably got out. That they usurped him. And everybody understands how good he is as, developing offensive line. So, oh, man, I don't know, man. Sirianni, Lurie. He's a no-nonsense type of guy. He tries to stay out of the muck, but hearing this, I don't know, man. He may, I'd be stunned if he didn't, man. Sean McDermott needs to get ready to be the coach because he's been on their staff before.
Yeah,
are we
just say that?
Are we even sure Sean McDermott's
wants
picking
to coach?
Right now?
I have no idea.
I think he would. I think he would take this job.
Yeah, because he knows Lurie. Yeah.
You got to remember, every other job was already in the midst of their hiring process. This would be a totally fresh hiring process, and the relationships there.
And he's probably had some time to let everything just decompress and all that.
Man, that's a mess. Oh my gosh.
Well, then but they're now saying, listen, trading AJ Brown is going to cost a lot of
the cap
you're going to
hit
have to
is
do
crazy.
you're going to have to do some cap
I don't
gymnastics.
think he's going anywhere. I really don't.
But they're already saying that he's actually likely to be traded.
Oh yeah. Well, he wants out, but that don't mean they will.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't know. We
got a new offense. We're selling you. We're going to throw the ball more. We're going to get you the ball. Now everything's fixed.
Yeah.
And AJ Brown going, no, it ain't fixed. Sirianni's still here.
And I can imagine, I'm very curious to see how Jalen Hurts performs in this offense that he's never been in. And this is an offense built on timing and all that kind of stuff.
He's not a timing guy.
I don't ever really have considered. I've always just considered him being it's not Brett Favre-esque, but it's he's just a winner, right?
Well, that's what, yeah.
I mean, he's just a winner.
Some backyard ball a little bit.
Maybe a little of that. But I'll be very interested to see really how he does in the system. I think he'll approach it, with, no doubt with all the work ethic and everything that you can do.
So
but sometimes
I'm going to get this straight now.
Yeah.
You don't think, and a lot of people agree with you, Jalen Hurts can't run this scheme and system, let's say Sean McVay, Shanahan, as good as Garoppolo. See, I'm going to just throw a name.
Yeah.
Not the elite guys, but as good as Garoppolo that got him to the Super Bowl, the Rams, when they lost and he didn't throw the ball, he choked.
I think Jimmy G's made for that system, though.
I don't know.
But
That's a good point.
Can't run it as effective as him.
I see what you're saying. That's a really good point.
He's a better quarterback for sure, but
that doesn't mean he can run it better.
Yeah.
But you
it
don't
will
think
be
he can
interesting
do
to
it?
see how do they utilize his legs. And so maybe that helps with the whole system. And I don't think
that's not really part of their.
That's not. Remember, Trey Lance had a hard time adjusting. We've seen a few people that are known for to use their legs or a hard time. But you are comparing him to Jimmy G, and I'm like, okay, well, I can see what you're saying. And you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Maybe that kind of makes up for a little bit of it.
Jimmy G throws on time because he knows he can't
do all the running and stuff.
So I don't know.
To me, it'll be interesting because I'm just not convinced that it could work, but it will work, but it could work.
But the Philly fans, they can't stand Hurts.
Good luck this year. I could not imagine.
I like Hurts, man.
I couldn't imagine being a coach or a player in Philadelphia right now. That's for damn sure.
They're still the defending champs, man.
Dude,
not for long.
Watch this. When the media came in there, I'd go in the weight room.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Boy, I got so yoked up I couldn't even move.
Well, we're going to hit the weight room. We'll see you guys tomorrow. 3HL's up next live from Las Vegas for covering the Super Bowl. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone. And in the meantime,
and in between time.